Well, I got it on the first shot. How about that? Welcome back to D Scraps E Scraps. I am your hostess with the mostest, good old Scrappy D. Didn't see you guys yesterday. I took a ride into Manhattan, right over where the Brooklyn Bridge going out of Manhattan starts. That's how far down I had to go. The building says New Amsterdam on it. It's one of the oldest buildings in New York. And that's where the controller's office is located. I had an appointment to pick up a really, really, really good load of servers, etc., etc. Unfortunately, and I'm just getting myself a cup of tea, guys. It's a bit raw and cold here. Unfortunately, there was no place to park. It was horrific. And on top of it, there was gridlock. So I made a 2-hour drive from my home to downtown Manhattan. And then I spent 2 hours driving around looking for parking. Then they told me, well, you could double park and run the computer. I said, I am not double parking in the middle of downtown Manhattan. There's police everywhere, and I don't really feel like getting my car towed. So, I drove around for a bit, and then I went up to Broadway to go loop around the block again, and I got rear-ended by a huge Cadillac Escalade, and the gentleman did not speak English, and so I took a picture of his license plate, and I really chose to just walk away. I know I'm not supposed to do that. I taught driver's ed for 10 years, trust me, I know. But to try to get a policeman and gridlock alert, and I'm pretty sure it's going to buff out. I was really more concerned about my personal safety than I was about, scratching my beautiful new pickup truck. Anyway, that was yesterday. I did call. By the way, I had mentioned to you guys about the government auctions being a good option for a place to find e-scrap, and that was where I got this offer from. Was from the government auction site. It worked out very well. They were very accommodating. I said, look, I paid for it right away, and I went in good faith to try and pick it up. There's no delivery zone, and there is no physical way for me to get this equipment. So they did refund me, which I thought was pretty decent. I did find a few things on, believe it or not, eBay today. Not my favorite place to buy e-scrap, but it's nice because I can buy just one or two or something so that I can do the teardowns for my friends here on TikTok. So because I don't really have anything big to scrap today, I decided, well, let me try and get a non-ferrous. I've been working on these power supplies. I know, not another power supply video, Scrappy D, please, no. I'm trying to get a non-ferrous load together. I do have a new scrapyard. They are located in North Haven, Connecticut, and that works perfectly. It's halfway between my repair place in Meriden that I take my band instruments, and 2 exits up from my favorite restaurant. I go to Olive Garden a couple times a week. They have $10. You can get an entree and salad. I'll have the salad for lunch, and then I'll take the entree home. So, not too bad. It's very well run. It's very safe, and they are paying the top prices. They are one of the biggest metal recycling companies in the country. So, we've been busy with that kind of thing lately. And, yeah. So I'm sorry if I've been neglecting you. It certainly wasn't deliberate. Just like I said, just got a little busy. So here's the before and after. Specifically, these power supplies, I saved them because of this. Some of them just have the gold fingers on the end. It's a very high-grade board. This is a very good board in and of itself. I've stripped it down to this. I got a lot of aluminum, I got a lot of copper, I got a lot of wire. I could get the transformer off, but I'm probably just going to leave it. And this is ready to be sold as a low-grade board. Well, almost ready. So I've been nipping. Now, not that kind of nipping. The only thing I'm nipping today is tea. It's raining. April showers bring May flowers. Well, that's true, but what do May flowers bring? Let me know in the comments. Thank you. What's e-scrap? What's e-scrap? E-scrap is electronic scrap. Computers, can even be microwaves, electronics. So, it's just kind of an all-encompassing thing. I guess I could really say I'm a computer scrapper as opposed to an e-waste scrapper. It's a fair question, though, for somebody who doesn't know. Hey, Ronald. I'm sorry, sometimes these go by so fast I can't see them. You know I'd never ignore you guys. Hello, El Toro. So anyway, I had at one point said that I thought cutting this off and going after these pins and things would be the way to go. And you certainly could do that if you don't have time to sit here and fiddle with these things. Like today is just a pouring rain. Come on, nobody answered my joke yet, which was if April showers bring Mayflowers, what do Mayflowers bring? Four winds rising, hello? Mayflowers bring pilgrims. I'll be here all week. Psh. So anyway, I've started taking these out. Once you get past here, it's a lot of solder anyway. If you really want to go after them more, you certainly can. But for me personally, this is plenty. This is my 5th jar of gold pins. I haven't decided what to do with them yet. Obviously, I'm going to sell them at some point. You get these. Sometimes I can't tell if they're gold, brass, or stainless, so I separated them because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're gold flashed, but I'm not going to bet wrong on it. So I have those in a separate tub. I really sometimes can't tell, guys. Anyway, so this is a really... I've been watching a series called The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. Really, really good. And before that, I watched Designated Survivor. So, like I said, today's just a really quiet day around here. Okay. So, I've just gone in, I'll show you when I do this one in a minute, I'll do the other one. So, I've just gone in, and I'm going to nip these pins out. Or try to. I usually put my hand over it so when it falls down into the tray. Otherwise, they go flying every which way. You can pull them if you prefer. Some people prefer to pull them. You know, whatever works for you guys. I know I probably leave a little bit more behind than I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You can break some of this plastic off. And you can really expose it even better. It's taken me about a year and a half to get 5 bins of those. Those are all the gold pins. And, you know, I'm just saving them. I don't know. I haven't decided what to do with them. Obviously, I'll sell them at some point. I'm probably going to sell aluminum and copper on Monday, I think. The New Yard has a very fair price on non-ferrous. I'm really happy with it. That's particularly why I went after some of these to increase my copper and aluminum. Okay, so I've pulled that back now. I can get at these pins a little bit better. As I said, some people will grab a pair of needle nose pliers and pull and twist. It's hard work. Honestly, Gerardo, not a lot. For me, it's a hobby. The only time I really make money is if I get the material for free. I run a music school, but I do this in the morning because the music school has no business in the morning, so I would never say you're going to get rich doing this. It's a lot of work, and it's very solitary, which is why I do it in the morning. Family's at work, and there's nobody here but me, so it fills in the morning for me, and it helps me keep a little more money in the pocket for the music school. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So you can either, pull. You could cut this back more and get at the base, but it becomes solder once you're past here. So that's the get go on those. And please be careful, because these little, when you nip them, they go flying every which way. Okay. Go in there with your friends. I'm not actually sure what this is. Obviously, somebody says copper. It's copper. I think it is, but I think it's like a copper tape. It's not bendy like copper. I usually put this in with my copper wire, my number 2 insulated copper wire. Again, I have it. I also have a big bucket of this separate, because I'm not sure where to put it. It feels like it feels like tape, but I don't think it is. I think it's some kind of copper something. So if anybody actually knows, I would love to know. It feels plasticky to me, but it's not plastic. I've been told it's to put it in with my insulated copper wire. Hello, Flipper. Oh, you're welcome. And I'm sorry, Landon, I think it is. I have sometimes it's really hard to see these, see the names in the comments and stuff. Yes, this is an unusual time for me to go live. I usually do the morning, but I tell you, I was knackered after yesterday. Ugh, I never even got out of bed till 9 o'clock. I mean, I'm usually up and out the door by 7:38, but I never even moved till 9 o'clock. I couldn't. I was exhausted. So I didn't get my live done this morning. And yesterday I took off from Manhattan early. Okay. Oops. Good idea to do these gold pins on something with a dark surface, so that you can see them if they don't come off. Like this. This was a little wet, so they didn't come off of there. Ah. April showers bring Mayflowers. What do Mayflowers bring? Pilgrims. Was that a PSU? Yes, it was. These PSUs, and I think it's Harley. Forgive me if I'm wrong. These PSUs, power supply units, come off of servers. And yes, I do try to resell them. I always have a few in my eBay store, but everybody and his duck is selling these. I did sell 2 of them the other day. They were out of those the newer server, the Dell PowerEdge 72 something or other. That was a little more recent unit. Those I were able to sell. So yeah, if you can sell it, sure. But the odds are you won't. I did sell a couple of those Mellanox units. They worked out okay. I had a pallet of 40 of them, but they had been wiped and they did work. So what I did is I sold enough to get my money back, and then I scrapped a few just to have some new content. The rest of them I was able to sell. That worked okay. Those are the Mellanox units. There's not a heck of a lot in there, guys. Hi, Janine Walker. Hello. Yeah, I hear you, Harley. That's what this guy actually does, and well, I shouldn't say it annoys me, because I know for a lot of businesses it's easy to get the thing in, test it, throw it in a box, list it, put the item number on it, and have it ready to sell. They literally live 10 minutes from me. Their shop is 10 minutes from me. Try to get them to arrange local pickup. I may as well be pulling teeth, or in this case, pulling gold pins. But it is what it is, and as I said, for somebody like me, who's really now doing this, and I gotta honestly say, when COVID hit, yeah, this was my bread and butter. I would have lost the music studio if it wasn't for scrapping out this stuff. I really would have. I lost everything. So I actually taught one of our local scrap yards how to process e-scrap, and he's done very well. He's made quite a business for himself. But I'm dealing with somebody else these days. It's too bad it was convenient. He was right down the street. But that's okay. Someday, maybe the good Lord will make it so he and I will reconcile it. I would prefer that. I don't like unfinished business. But someday. These are flush pliers. You're going to go through a lot of them. They're really not made for what I'm using them for, but they're great for getting down to the nitty-gritty nubs on the gold recovery. Have you seen some of the videos up of people recovering gold from e-scrap? Man, you know what's going to happen. It's going to make it really hard to get e-scrap. It's good if you know exactly what's in the unit, and that's why I post so many like instructional units. So if you're looking for something specific, hey, so-and-so, my office is selling a bunch of Dell Optiplex small form computers. Are you interested in buying them? Yeah, hang on, so-and-so. Let me go check YouTube or TikTok or wherever. You know, check Sharky, check Scrappy, check any of the guys, or mine. Videos that are up there, take a look. What's in there? Are you going to make money buying the pallet of Dell Optiplexes? You guys saw me go through this a couple of weeks ago. I didn't really get burned. It was a lot of work for very little return, but at that time I was trying to get the channel started, so I was, just buying a lot of stuff to scrap to get the channel started. So the answer to the question is, well, they're worth it if you can get it for the right price. Small form computers have very little in them, unless it says i5, i7, or i9 on it. Then you'll make money, because those CPU chips sell pretty well. I am wanting Jenny. And yes, they are. They're beautiful gold pins. Here, this is what the unit actually looks like. This is why I kept these. And those are power supplies from servers, guys. They're big, Most of them will have... I'm finding that the stuff after, like, maybe 2020 is not as good. But yeah, the older stuff, you'll get these. So anyway, I'll pull the rest of these out later on. But you see what I'm doing here? I've wiggled this off and I've got the rest of these to get off. So what else is on here? Well, again, there's a lot of videos up about this topic. Okay, so these are gold pins. These are copper toroids, and some of these will have more than others on them. I think I'm going to have to turn the heat down. It's not even that it's gotten warm, it's getting very muggy. Excuse me for 2 seconds, I just want to turn the heat down a little bit. Or actually off at this point. That's a little bit better. Okay, so these are copper toroids, and it's very nice copper, guys. This is nice, clean copper. It depends on your yard. Like, this has a lot of lacquer on it, but it's still, I separate these. I don't know that I should or shouldn't. I'm not really sure what the new yard's going to do. My last yard made me separate it. I don't know why, but they did. This has lacquer on it too, but it's much prettier looking. Personally, I would just leave it all in my number 2 insulated my number 2 copper bin. That's just me. This stuff, you got to take a file to it and scrape it, because sometimes this is actually aluminum. Same thing if you're doing microwaves. Where am I from? I am from Stratford, Connecticut. How about you, Jenny? How many pins do I have? 5 jars, just like this. It's my retirement fund. They don't buy them for a lot because they're just not pure enough, but I don't know. To be determined, that kind of thing. Hi, Harley. Ontario, Canada. Is it still cold, or is it getting to be springtime? Up your way a bit. I love Canada. Hi, Brandy, you're a fine girl. Yee, hello. Ham fan, how you doing, Harley Mark? I just took apart my first clock radio. Uh-oh, you're addicted. That's it. Yeah, e-scrapping, guys, is not limited to computers. Patrick William is always scrapping different things. Shark Scrapper is always things that are not computers. There's a lot of other stuff you can scrap out there. He used to do a lot of videos. What was his name? Tin Man Scrapper. He used to scrap all kinds of stuff too. For me, it's just I don't want all the junk around the house, so I'm really just focusing on computers. This is ferrite. Ferrite is what iron and steel are made for, ferrous steel. But ferrite is very, very messy. You don't want to cut this in the house. You'll have black soot everywhere. And those of you who watch me know that I'm going to say you can get metal toxicity poisoning and it can make you very sick. That's correct. What you can do is you can take this tour rig. You can put it in the vise. I'm not going to be able to break it with my hands, but you put it in the vise, wind the vise shut. It'll split, and then you can just toss them in a bin and unspool the copper at your leisure. So that's a nice little bit of copper. Got a whole bucket of that downstairs. Oh, what else can I show you here today? Let's see. You'll get a bit of aluminum. You'll get some MOSFETs. Really. And of course you're going to get the pins. I'm surprised, even between the two of these, there was a lot of difference. Look, this one had a huge honking transformer on it. This one doesn't. This had a lot more aluminum. This one is so-so. So, they'll vary, but I'm after, of course, I think these are gold pins. They could be brass again. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask Flux if he knows if he can tell me how to test those. But those I know are gold. And there's even gold flashing on the board here. So I'll take the copper. I'll get the aluminum, and the rest of it I'll probably just toss into shred. Not shred. I'll sell this low-grade board. People ask me all the time, well, if you depopulate the board, you're going to get less money. Not on a low-grade board. Low-grade board is a low-grade board is a low-grade board is a low-grade board. It's going to be sold by the pound, not by the content. I could make it totally naked and it would still be a low-grade board. Oh, thank you, Hunting Jenny. I appreciate that. It all adds up. You're right. You're right. By the way, if any of you do lives on TikTok that you guys want to save, keep them under an hour, because then you can repost them. Once it goes over an hour, it won't let you do that. So, not that I really want to babble on for an hour, but it's good to know, because sometimes, you get busy. You don't have time to do the second video or whatever, so that's good to know. As I said, some of these are easier to do than others. This one's going to be a pain in the neck. Sometimes they're screwed on the bottom and you can just lift the pieces off. Let's see. I have one more here to show you. See, I always mark them what they came off of. But these are all out of Dell servers. These are Dells. Let's see if I can find one of the nicer ones to take apart for you. I'm not going to sit there and do the whole... I have 60 of these suckers right now. By the way, if you want to, you could just sell them as power supplies, no wires, and be off with them. Hey, Drew Wright, how are you? Sure. I usually go back, though, and I'll read the comments, and I'll read the comments, and I'll make sure I respond. Hey, Sleepy Dan. I do have a power screwdriver, but it's noisy. Yeah, so this one doesn't have copper. This one has... This is plastic. Huh? I don't know what that is. Huh, maybe stainless. Hey, Best Cat, welcome. Boy, seeing a lot of new names here. This is awesome. Loving it. Let me find a little better screwdriver than this one. So, what's the weather like in your part of the world, guys? E-Waste Mike said Ohio got hit pretty good yesterday.
It's currently cloudy and 64 degrees.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Swear to God, sometimes Siri is possessed. E-Waste Mike was saying that Ohio got hit pretty good with some bad storms last night, so he was on around 11 o'clock this morning. Clock radio had a lot of tiny copper wire. That's awesome. Is it all cleaned up now? In Pittsburgh and Ontario. Almost there. I was awake till 5. Very sleepy, I'm sure. Come on, don't you be another one that's John Q. Like I said, you certainly can just, throw them in as power supplies with no wires if you want, but the other thing too, guys, is the newer these things get, the less of this you're going to get. Same thing's true with a lot of the boards. The boards are coming in to be more plastic now. Older boards, much better quality. For those of you who are into gold refining, the older boards are much better. Oh, look, buy one, get one free. Yippee. two boards in here. And again, this one is, so-so for components. Maybe a piece of aluminum there. Nice piece of copper here. That is solid copper, guys. That one's got a good piece of copper in it. Just unscrew these 4 screws in each corner. Take the board out. Pull the pins. I find it's easier to pull the pins when they're attached to something. But if you're on a timer and need to get rid of stuff, you can certainly cut this off. By the way, make sure if you cut these boards, cut them outside with a respirator mask on. Oh, good. Heading off to Cedar Point. For those of you who don't know, Cedar Point is one of the biggest roller coaster parks in the world, and that is not too far from Cleveland. It's in Sandusky. I got to go by it. We took a ferry to Toronto, and I waved at the rides. That was about it. I'm not a coaster person. Anyway, I digress. So, I'll get a piece of copper here. Maybe a piece of aluminum here. I'll check that to make sure it's good copper. These two are mediocre. They're not great, but again, I'm going to go after the pins. Here's another thing I can go after on these. It's amazing. You'd think that I'll be the same, being made by the same company, right? Hey, Scream. How are you? Ouch. Oh, they got me. Oh, got me good. Excuse me for 1 second, guys. I don't want to bleed on TV. That would be bad. And this is the point where everybody's going, D, you should be wearing gloves. Yes, I absolutely should. No question about it. Yeah. Oof, boy. Got myself good, guys. I'm going to wind up cutting the video short because I really just I sliced my finger open pretty good. Crap. So anyway, you'll get some wireage. What I did is I cut myself on that edge right there. There's a lot of copper in here. This piece of copper here, and in between these two pieces of aluminum is another piece of copper. So definitely go after that. And so that's what's in that one, and then you got your pins. All right. Well, now that I've sliced my finger open, guys, I am going to have to cut the video short, and I apologize, but I do have to attend to this. How was the I-90? Oh, it was terrible. the parking, couldn't get any parking, and I drove, I kid you not, a mistake, I drove around for 3 hours looking for parking because I wanted the server so bad. Yeah, alright guys, I am going to have to sign off because I really cut my finger really bad here. Wear gloves, don't do a D. I'll see you guys back either tomorrow or if nothing else, Sunday morning. I will make sure this video gets posted, not so you can see me cut my finger. Yeah, and but if I keep it under an hour, which I'm going to do, you'll be able to go back and see the highlights, and I think that's important. You know, it's an educational tool. All right, guys, I gotta go. I will see you in a little bit. Youch. Bye-bye. Come on. I'm bleeding all over my... I'm bleeding all over my... I'm trying to get the life to cut off. No, Nate, I'm not going to bleed out, but I am going to go and attend to it because I really cut myself bad. I'm really sorry. So I will... I'll make it up to you guys, I promise. All right, I'm going to go attend to my finger. Bye.